everybody. Welcome to Grant's Farm. Yeah, some people are excited. Well, welcome to today's Animal Encounter Show. My name is Natalie. I'm one of the trainers here at Grant's Farm. And joining me today is Lizzie. She's also one of our trainers. She's going to be assisting you today with some of our animals. Here at Grant's Farm this year, we've increased not only in the number of individuals we have, but also in the number of species we have in our tier garden. We highly recommend that if you guys get a chance today, that you go take a look around. There are a lot of really cool new animals. My favorite are the Quadamundis because they're super cute. But definitely check out all the new stuff. But we're going to go ahead and get started today with our Animal Encounter Show. Here you get to see a couple animals we normally don't get to see, and we're going to start with our mammals. Now, does anyone here know what makes a mammal a mammal? Yeah. Yeah, it has babies and it has fur. Rather than laying eggs, they have actual live babies. What about you, bud? Yeah.
Warm-blooded?
Yeah, they're warm-blooded. Whereas, like, reptiles are cold-blooded. These guys are warm-blooded. What about you? Yeah, they feed their babies milk. And then there's one more you guys are forgetting. We're all doing it right now. We're sweating. Yeah. Mammals are great at sweating. Unless they're pigs and rhinos, in which case they like to be a little weird. But those are some of the main features of mammals. And we're going to go ahead and get started with one of them. His name is Smokey. He's very sweet, but a little stinky. Smokey here is our domesticated ferret. These guys are obviously from Europe. They are specifically descended from the European polecat, which means essentially that they were bred thousands and thousands of years ago by our ancestors to make perfect companions. These guys were more specifically bred to be perfect for farmers to help protect their crops. So you might think, these guys are so tiny, how do they protect the crops, right? Well, rather than like a sheepdog or something to fend off wolves, these guys are great at scaring away littler pests like rats or mice or even some rabbits that might eat a farmer's crop. These guys you can actually let go in your field. They go into those tunnels, find a rabbit or a rat, and have dinner essentially. And so then they would take care of that issue for them, and it wouldn't be such a problem. This guy's specific species is so old that even Greek philosophers wrote about kings and queens having these little guys as pets. They are pretty great pets, and in fact, they're the third most common pet in the U.S. Yeah, they're only just behind dogs and cats, which you wouldn't think necessarily. Now, as Lizzie is bringing him around, you may notice he has a little bit of an interesting smell. Most ferrets do. These guys, you might think that's for defense, but actually their real defense method is the dancing moves. See, when these guys feel threatened by a predator, what they're going to do is strike pose, and then they're going to start doing this fancy hypnotic dance. They're going to put their predator into a trance, and once that predator's in a trance, they're going to run away. So that about wraps it up for Smokey, I think. He is very cute, and just to let you all know, we will have some of these guys down at the last end of the show, so if you have any questions, if you'd like to meet some of our animals, please feel free to come on up. All right, and now that we are finished with Smokey, we're going to move on to birds. Now, what's some key features of birds? Does anyone know? What about you, bud, in the green shirt? Yeah. What do you think of when you think of a bird? Yeah, they fly. They fly. Now, there are some mammals that fly, but birds are really the one that you think of. They have these great big wings, and what are the wings covered in? Feathers. Yeah, that's the one you think of when you think of birds. These guys are, this specifically is Marley. Marley is one of our greater green-winged macaws. These guys are native to Central and South America, specifically in rainforests and tropical forests. Marley's apparently going to come and say hi to you all on Lizzie's hand. But these guys are native to rainforests, and they can often be found in clay deposits. Specifically, they can be found in those areas because the nutrients that they get from their food aren't necessarily all the nutrients they need for the day. So they actually go and eat some of the clay and get some extra salts and nutrients that they wouldn't get through their own diet. Now with birds specifically, you're able to tell what kind of food they need based on the shape of their beak. Can anyone guess what Marley here eats based on how his beak looks? Yeah! Fish? No, this guy's a little too tiny to eat fish. Any other ideas? Yeah. A worm? No, not so much. What about you? Berries. They love fruit. We get these guys fruit all the time. Mostly what they eat though, and what that big old beak is perfect for, is nuts and seeds. Yeah, someone got it. It's great for nuts and seeds. So, when these guys want to crack open a nut, they just stick it in their mouth, and then they crack it open with over 500 pounds of pressure possible from that little beak. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But these guys don't just crack open nuts. They obviously have to get the actual nut out from inside the shell, right? So they have a special tool to help them. That is their tongue, which, as Marley's walking around, he's apparently opening his mouth and showing you all. So their tongue is actually spoon-like. So if they have fruit or something, they're actually able to break open whatever they're eating and then use their tongue to scoop out the inside so they have that tasty treat. Like I was saying, these guys are native to rainforests and they are beautiful, which makes them perfect pets, right? But we do have a couple of things to caution if you're thinking about getting one of these guys. See, they live a long time. They can live to 70 years old. So you're gonna have this bird for a while. Keep that in mind. These guys are also incredibly smart. Sometimes it's estimated that they have a intelligence of about a 3-year-old child. They also like to repeat things. As I'm sure many of you know, with parrots, they're great at repeating things. Lastly, these guys have 4-foot wingspans, so they need a lot of room. So if you are planning on getting one of these guys, keep that in mind. And most importantly, since they do like to repeat things, also be aware they're very noisy. These guys are actually so noisy that when we work with all of our parrots inside, we're actually required to wear hearing protection because all of the birds talking to each other are louder than any piece of machinery that we have here on this farm. That includes like the inside of that carousel, any of the tractors driving around, that tram over there, everything. These guys are far louder. So definitely, if you are thinking about getting one of these guys, keep in mind, you are essentially getting a 3-year-old that will be living with you for 7 years. It's very noisy, requires a lot of stimulation because they are so smart. So beware. You're gonna have them for a while. They are great pets though. They're very, very sweet, as you can probably tell with Marley right now. Also, one more most important thing to keep in mind, if you are thinking about getting a parrot or any other kind of pet, you want to get them from a reputable breeder. See, these guys, they are going endangered in the wild, and it's not just because they're being hunted or anything for their feathers. It's because these guys do make great pets, and so they're actually, hunters are actually taking eggs away and young away from their parents, meaning that the wild populations go down, meaning that there's less to reproduce in the future because we want them as pets here. So if you are thinking about getting them, get one from a reputable breeder, get one from a reputable rescue. These guys do make great pets, but please keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna put Petey away for a while. So here at Grant's Farm, we are very concerned about conservation. One of the most important ways that we can protect the world today, and specifically the environment, is by reducing habitat loss. Does anyone know how we can reduce habitat loss? Yeah. Recycling, yeah, that's the major thing that we can all do here. So as you guys are walking around today, we highly encourage that you go find one of those blue bins. If you have a beer and you finish it, just recycle that cup, it's completely fine. Because here in the US, each American person makes 4.5 pounds of trash a day. That's about enough to fill up a good trash bag. Only a third of that gets recycled. So we would highly encourage that you guys recycle if you get that chance, or even compost at home. Really great ways to help out these lovely wild animals that we have here. All right, we're gonna move on to our last group of animals for the day, and that's the reptiles. Now, does anyone here know what reptiles are covered in? Yeah, you in the blue shirt. Scales, yeah. What about turtles? They have something else, right? Yeah, they have shells, and those shells are made of something called scutes. So we are going to start with one of our lizards. Reptiles specifically are broken up into 4 groups that include squamates, which include lizards and snakes. So we have an example here of a squamate. This is Thorn. Here's our bearded dragon. This guy's species is native to Central Australia, specifically in the outback desert. You can probably tell from his coloration, he is made to blend in with that sand. It is not easy to spot if you set him on a sandy beach. He also has these very rough scales that make it perfect for protecting him from the sand. As Lizzie's walking around with him, you may notice on his sides he has these little spikes. See, when these guys feel threatened, what they're gonna do is flatten out, and they're gonna flatten out and pump out their spikes a little bit. They aren't gonna release them or anything, they're just gonna flatten out and make them really hard. That means when a predator then tries to go and grab at them, they're gonna feel those spikes and go, ow! And then that's gonna give these guys a chance to run away. Now, they run pretty fast, like pretty fast. These guys can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. Yeah, so they're one of the fastest reptiles on record, and I would not want to try and beat this guy in this. These guys also have one more awesome adaptation, which is how they get their name. It's called blackbearding. So if they do feel threatened, if the spikes don't work, what they're going to do instead is kind of sit up a little bit, and they're going to puff out this great purplish black beard, hopefully to shock a predator and kind of stun them or make them move away for a second, and then they can, of course, try to run away. These guys do make awesome pets, but just like everything else that we have in our show today, if you are thinking about getting them as a pet, please do keep in mind that they require a lot of specific things, and you should do your research on them. Alrighty, we are going to put Thorn away. We're going to move on to our last reptile for the day and our last animal. This guy is from another group of reptiles. Specifically, it is from the tortoise and turtle group. His name is Moses. He is 11 years old, and he is our Russian tortoise. Now, does anyone here know what the difference between a turtle and a tortoise is? You in the green shirt. Yeah, tortoises can get kind of bigger, but you gotta think like a giant snapping turtle or an alligator snapping turtle. Pretty big. Any other ideas what might be the difference? Yeah, in the blue shirt. Yeah, so turtles spend most of their lives in the water. Tortoises spend most of their life here on land. So you may notice one of our examples of tortoises is also our Aldabra tortoises right over there as you guys walk into the Tiergarten. Those are some of the largest tortoise species in the world. Moses here is a bit smaller, whereas those guys can also live to almost 100 years old. Moses is a bit younger. He can only live to be about 40. So one of the easiest ways to tell turtles and tortoises apart is by actually looking at their feet. You can really see this with our Aldabra tortoises, but tortoises have a bit more of an elephant-like foot. They aren't really webbed, whereas a turtle will have perfectly webbed feet, great for swimming. These guys are more diggers more than anything else. Fun fact about these guys, while they are native to Central Asia, and their name obviously supports that they are Russian, the real claim to fame that these guys have is they are the first species of animal to circle the moon and live. So, back in the 1960s, the Soviets actually got a couple of these guys, put them in a rocket, and had them circle the moon first to see if it would even be possible for a human to survive that. Obviously, they did, and we made it to the moon later. And that's pretty neat. All right, I think that about wraps it up for Moses here. Like I did say, guys, we are going to have some of our animals down at the glass, so if you guys would like to come meet them or ask any of us questions, please feel free to do so. We do have another show. Unfortunately, it is done for the day, but in the future, if you do come and visit us, there is another show called The Rookie. It is down just past the Water Buffalo at the main stage. We highly encourage you to check it out. It's about what happens when we get a new trainer in here at Grants Farm, and the animals decide that they're the boss for the day. So please do check that out if you get a chance, and I hope you have a great rest of your day here at Grants Farm, guys. Bye.